Big topic this week.
Lots of big topics. But
Lots of big topics.
The big one.
First week.
The biggest one right now in the news, man. I got to say it's Aaron Rodgers and his Achilles injury.
The Bears are full of disappointment yet again, as they say. New season, same shit.
I can sit here and I can talk about all the great things the Packers did, but y'all know exactly what the Packers did. They showed up, they played the game, and hopefully,
Kudos.
you know, y'all get your fix. Hearing a Bears fan just fucking bitch about
Just
the
bitch and
Bears.
complain.
How about them Cowboys? Put a 40 bomb on the Giants. I mean, I get it. The Giants did not look good.
And as a Packers fan, we'll see you in the playoffs, baby.
Yeah. I mean, you'll see us for sure.
Playoffs. What are those?
Welcome, everybody, to the 8th episode of the Triple Overtime podcast. If this is your first time, watching us, maybe you stumbled upon, across one of our videos. Basically, what we talk about is man stuff,
Oh, yeah, dude.
Anything from beer, whiskey, football, sports, hunting, fishing, man, you got it right here. So make sure you like, subscribe, and just comment down below, man. We like to chat with y'all.
Yeah, we also do go deep.
We get real deep.
We go, I would almost venture to say wristwatch deep.
Oh.
Yeah.
But, dude, we're about feelings, too. We're sensitive guys.
Yeah,
Shit.
we get into it. We
But
cry.
my name's Angel,
I'm Nick.
I am Matt.
and it's your boys, man, with the Triple Overtime podcast. You can search us anywhere. YouTube, Instagram, Facebook.
Spotify.
Not Facebook. X.
Not Twitter. X.
But before we begin, man, we want to go ahead and thank all you military and first responders for everything that you do. Hats off for y'all.
Take your hat off, Matthew.
I have so much respect I didn't wear a hat.
Dang. Cool, man. Well, hey, big topic this week.
Lots of big topics. But
Lots of big
The
topics.
big one.
First week.
The biggest one right now in the news, man, I got to say it's Aaron Rodgers and his Achilles injury.
Dude,
That
pulling
Achilles,
his
man.
best Kobe Bryant.
Man, before we can get into this, I need to take a drink, man.
Ooh, shoot.
Yeah. You got some feelings. You got some feelings about it.
I do, man. So there's a lot of mixed feelings between this. Obviously, I was excited to watch him play, just to watch him suck out there, man. I was excited to see exactly what he did in Green Bay. I wanted to see what he did with the Jets, and I don't know. That's what I was expecting. And then a couple plays later, what happens? He blows out his freaking Achilles. I think it was his left one.
I think so.
Yeah, his left Achilles tendon. Yeah,
Who does that? Who blows out an Achilles playing sports?
fucking weirdos, dude.
Dude, only the best.
Dude. I know a good one.
Yeah. I'll say again, and it's one of those things where it's like, I know your wife had an Achilles injury, and it's like, so I can't even imagine what that feels like, but it's like, as a quarterback, I assume to push and drive the ball, you
Yeah.
need full range and motion right there.
Right.
Oh yes. Well, I mean, it's just like, like when my wife's happened playing soccer, it was crazy. It was like in the middle of the field, and there was no one around her. But she described it as feeling like she thought like, oh, someone just kicked the back of her leg. Like she heard a pop, and then just thought like, oh, someone kicked the back of her leg. And so when she got off the field, and she asked me, she's like, man, did you see that person like kick me in the back? And I was like, babe, there was no one around you. Like, and so that's like how it feels. And we looked it up, and it's like, sure enough, like that's one of the symptoms is you feel like something hit you.
Yeah.
It's like
But I mean, I didn't, it's like right off the bat, I didn't feel like it was the Achilles because, he got up. Like, I know he got up a little hobbled.
Yeah.
And then he went down, and I'm like, okay, maybe like his ankle just like, bummed out on him and he needs to go get that thing taped up.
Right. But it looked right. I'm going to throw up actually a picture of him right here. But it looked painful after, when it happened, it's all fast speed. You don't really see it. But when they slowed it down and you see this picture up here, right here, it just completely, bent over, and you can tell that,
That thing was
it's game over,
stretched
dude.
out, yeah.
And yeah, I just wasn't expecting especially when he popped right back up, man. I was like, okay, and then he dropped back down. I'm like, okay, he's faking it. Like the first couple seconds in my mind, I was like, he's faking it. He's trying to waste some time, get everybody on the field, whatever.
I thought, like I said, I thought he just was like, I gotta get this ankle taped up real quick. You know.
Well, because I know Nick says something funny earlier. Because how much was his contract guaranteed for?
So, I think it's like $75 million guaranteed.
Oh my goodness!
And he played what, like 3-4 offensive snaps. That's like $25 million a snap. Not to mention the snapped Achilles.
Oh,
hey,
Achilles. But yeah, man. I mean, he's 39 years old, oldest player in the NFL. It's gonna take a while for him to recover, man.
Bro, he's gonna need to fill out as much paperwork as he can get through with the freaking AARP, dude. Get some help on this shit.
I mean, they're saying it's gonna take. Well, usually, I googled this, so don't trust this, but
WebMD.
But they say it's usually about 4 to 6 months recovery. Could take up to a year. Just
4 to
depending.
6 months. Bullshit.
Yeah, it's not gonna be 100%, right? I mean,
Oh, I mean, I don't know personally.
Personally, right?
But just based off my wife's that happened, like it's been a little bit over a month, probably like a month and a half, and I mean, we haven't started physical therapy yet. She starts physical therapy 6 weeks post-op, so we're coming up on one of our appointments, and she'll start physical therapy soon after that. But it's like, she's at least walking in the boot, but it's like we don't know when she can, start driving in because it's her driving foot, so it's like, don't know when we can even start doing that, like putting that much pressure on it, like, God forbid you have to slam on the brakes, so it's like, it seems, I mean, 4 to 6 months seems like it maybe could happen, like if physical therapy goes really, really well, but from what I've heard from like family members who know people who have had it, it's more around the like 1 year mark for like a fully like 100%. Now, fingers crossed though, we're hoping for the 4 to 6 months.
Yeah.
Please.
Well, and the way I think is like, talk about the average person tears your Achilles, right? It's like, you still got to fucking take care of your kids, fucking do your shit, not to say that, Aaron doesn't have to do it, but it's like, man, when you're at that level, it's like, brother, I'm checking myself into a rehab facility. Someone else take care of my shit.
Right.
Yeah.
Where it's like a lot of people here, it's like you do try to do your rehab. You do try to do everything you can and make sure you're not overstressing it, but you still have to live your life.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's like,
And it's hard as hell.
I'm
but,
sure,
Yeah,
my wife.
At least it was his left foot.
Yeah.
He can still drive.
Yeah.
But who knows? Maybe he might not drive. Maybe he'll have his own little personal.
Does he have a chauffeur?
Maybe he didn't in Green Bay that I know of.
It's too damn cold out there.
He
Nobody wants to drive out
used to drive his Ford F-150 out there all the time. You see him all the time, man.
Of course, dude. Like I said in the previous pod, this guy's got a story for it. You see him out there all the time.
Yeah.
Man.
Well, do you remember that picture of him leaving? I think it was last year, 2 years ago. He was leaving training camp.
He looked like Con Air?
And he was in the back seat or in the truck bed. I don't know who was driving, but he was in the truck bed with a case of beer. But
yeah, I don't think you can do that in New York City.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
Not.
I don't know if you can ride in the back. But
I don't think you can drive a truck in New York City.
Yeah, probably not.
Small streets. Ain't no damn space. When I went to New York City one time when I was visiting my uncle who lived in Virginia, and we went up there, and my uncle was like, "Yeah, like it's no big deal. Like you don't drive here. You just like commute."
Yeah.
So he's like, "We're gonna bring like a roller scooter."
Okay.
Like a fucking push one.
Like
Oh,
a razor.
push one, not a motorized one.
No,
like
brother,
a razor, like a razor scooter.
Yeah,
dude.
like a razor scooter. So it was like me and my cousin Sean and my uncle Daryl razor scootering, like down like the main freaking strip on New York, and I was just like, oh
Man,
my gosh, like nobody's out here
Times
doing
Square.
this. Like, I just felt so stupid. So definitely, I don't think you can ride in the back of a truck with beer.
Yeah, but yeah, man. I mean, do I think it's gonna end his career? I don't know yet. I feel like in he's got a chip on his shoulder. I feel like he feels like he's got a lot to prove yet. So I think he might come back. And I know other people have been talking about how He doesn't have any kids, doesn't really have a family. So he's got all the time in the world.
He's got nothing to retire to.
Right.
Guess, you know?
Yeah, exactly. So I think he might come back. But I can also see him, taking another one of those trips, man, and doing some ayahuasca and then seeing something in his brain or whatever to tell him it's time.
I was thinking about this earlier today when I was at work. So let me ask you this. What is for Green Bay, in Green Bay, Wisconsin, how big is the voodoo section out there?
Not
somebody.
I don't know.
Somebody hexes, man.
I've never really heard about that stuff going on in Green Bay, but who knows, man? Maybe there's some witch out there, doing some.
One dude
potions.
was like, "Fuck you," and he just stuck the pin in the back of his leg.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, like what a terrible. I don't want to injure career, dude. I don't want to put you in a wheelchair. I don't want to kill you.
Right.
Yeah. I just want to give you about a year.
Yeah.
You're off.
You're off. I know, dude. So that's another thing too. It's like we did not want to see him. I feel like us Packer fans,
Yeah, tell us how you guys feel. Like, what is y'all's perspective?
Packer Nation.
Yeah, so I feel like
cheeseheads out there.
I feel like, yeah, exactly how I said earlier. We went into this wanting to watch him, not necessarily fail. I think that's a strong word, but maybe suck.
But maybe just suck. Not necessarily do any better than he was doing with y'all.
Exactly.
So y'all could at least be like, okay, bitch.
Exactly.
It's not us.
Right. It's you.
It's you getting the same result. It's not us.
Exactly. We just wanted that extra, especially
validation.
Validation,
well, I told
dude.
you so.
Exactly. But it sucks, knowing that this is the way he went out this season. I know there's a lot of people very emotional about this, either side of the spectrum. Either, yeah, he deserved it, or, man, I'm freaking crying because I don't want to see him.
Yeah. I think
I'll donate.
Like, as a Bears fan, right, which we'll dive into that in a bit. But as a Bears fan, as much as I hated the dude for the years and years of torment that he put on us, it's like I did not want to see him go out like this.
Right.
It's like he's, without a doubt, no matter how you look at it, Hall of Fame career, right? One of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. And to see him go out like this, a little bit of me was hoping, since the Bears, as you guys know and remind me so often, and I agree, the Bears still suck. As much as we still suck.
There you go.
You
have it here first.
You heard it here first, straight from a Bears fan's mouth. We still suck. Okay, as much as the Bears still suck, right? It's like my only hope for like hurting y'all's feelings in some way, shape, or form was, I was like, okay, if the Bears are gonna suck ass again, then I want Aaron Rodgers to go win a fucking Super Bowl. Dang. So that he, like, in his first year, so that you guys could be like,
yeah, we suck. Fucking Green Bay sucks.
Like, what the fuck? Like, he left us and then won the Super Bowl the first year afterwards, and we could be like, like, take that. But now that's gone too. So I have literally nothing left to watch except for my fantasy team this year. But yeah, it's just like that's just kind of like, as a Bears fan perspective. As much as I hate the guy, I'm like, I didn't want to see it end like this. If this truly is the end of his career,
right?
I wanted him to at least, like, go out with a bang, but not like this.
I don't know. I kind of agree with what Angel was saying. Is like, I don't think this will be the end. Only from a, if there's anything I know about Aaron Rodgers, is like, he does have that pride, and it's like, I do feel like he has enough pride to be like, okay, they paid me big money to come here, I have to show them something. And I have to at least have an opportunity.
Well, dude, he had a lot of people believing in him. He had the stadium looked packed. Dude. Yeah, and Jake Paul was there. Freaking.
I forgot he's like a celebrity now, dude.
Yeah. I mean, all these celebrities showed up.
He's the white Mike Tyson, dude.
Yeah, dude. Well, it is New York City. And it's Monday Night Football. Aaron Rodgers' debut.
Yeah.
It's not in New York. It's technically New Jersey. But, it's New York at home. 9/11 anniversary.
Huge.
Big
game. And so you have everyone show up, and then this is how it starts out.
Yeah, man.
Not ideal.
Not ideal. I know. And on top of all of this, it screws the Packers as well. We don't get that number 1 pick anymore.
First round.
Or yeah. sorry, not number one, first round.
Clarify.
Yeah, that'd be nice if we did get the number one pick. But yeah, we don't get that first round pick. We drop down back to what, second round?
Yeah.
Which is fine.
Still not bad.
Still not bad. Usually, I feel like we're pretty good with second round picks. So that's fine. It would have been nice if we got, a first round pick. But
I mean, you have 2 first rounders. That's always good. Like if you wanted to move up for somebody,
right?
It's like that's always good ammo to have in your back. Or at the trade deadline, let's say like Jordan Love and the Packers like do really well this season, and y'all are pushing for the playoffs or pushing to win a division. At the deadline, you need to trade for someone big, a big name. Having 2 first rounders, you might be willing to give up one.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So
but,
not having that.
Yeah, not having that sucks. But we're still a young team, and I feel like we'll be all right, at least for next draft. So not too worried. It sucks, but it's all right, man. But hopefully Aaron Rodgers, man, speedy recovery for the dude.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, man.
Yeah. Wild stuff yesterday.
Yeah, hey, this week, if we're just going to keep it in the NFL.
Ooh, okay.
So I got a, rivalry, Bears-Packers. I got to unleash. As you notice, these guys are winning teams gear.
Let's go, Packers.
Hey, baby. Let's go, Cowboys.
The Bears are full of disappointment yet again, as they say, new season, same shit, new toilet, same shit, new toilet. Or whatever they say. But all I know is it's full of shit. Okay?
Sounds regular.
I'm about to unleash just a whirlwind of hurt. I hope there's some Bears players listening to this, because y'all need to hear some shit, okay? As we know, there was a lot of hype coming into this year, right?
Big time.
Mean, and there's just a lot of talk within this rivalry, because it's so historic, with the Bears like, well, the Packers, how are they going to do without Rodgers, right? Is Jordan Love going to be that guy? Are they going to be able to win games without Aaron Rodgers, right? And the Bears was the opposite. It was like, they were the worst team in the league, which I got to keep reminding myself and other people. We got to remember they were the worst team last year overall.
So expectations are down here,
right? We were the worst, but it's like there was they did a lot of roster turnover, did a lot of changes, added some good players on defense, added some offensive weapons via the draft, like Roshan Johnson at running back. We added DJ Moore with that trade with the Panthers, who's a true number one. I believe that, right? But it's like, and our number one pick was Darnell Wright, the right tackle. It's like we add all these pieces, and we say like the Bears are ready to take a jump. Justin Fields, had the most bets for MVP.
Oh my goodness.
Of any player. Probably because the odds weren't there, so it's like oh well, he could do it, and then you win a lot of money, right? It's like he's a favorite, but he had the most bets.
Everyone takes 1,000,000 odds,
and then
it pays out. It's crazy,
right? And so it's like you go into this game, week 1, biggest rivalry in all of football, right? One of the biggest in all of sports, and to just like I'm not mad that we lost. I was like 50-50, right? Mm-hmm. I was like, I think we're gonna win because I hope there was change, but at the same time, if we didn't win, I would have been like, and I was like, well, same shit. I mean, it's just what we do. We just lose to the Packers every year. But for me, it was how we lost. Okay, the thing was from top to bottom. First of all, the coaching just sucked ass.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
100%.
To have a defensive-minded coach, okay, Matt Eberflus, defensive coordinator for the Colts, when they had a good defense, right? He brings over Alan Williams as the defense coordinator. To have a defensive-minded coach and have literally the worst defense, who did not show any improvement from last year to this year, okay? In game 1, I didn't see any bright spot on defense. There was not one. I can't find one. Okay, can't find a single positive thing. It's lovely. It's a lovely feeling. That's just stupid. And then the OC, Luke Getsy, okay, our offensive coordinator. I don't know what he was on when he made this this offensive game plan.
Perks, dude.
He was on. I don't even know. He was drunk off his ass because like 60% or 70% of our plays were just screens. It was all halfback screens, tight end screens, and wide receiver screens.
You just got done watching like a whole marathon of David Blaine.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, well, I'm just like, we go out and get guys and say like, oh, we're gonna like, we need to see Justin Fields like, develop as a passer, right? As like a true passer. We know what he can do with his legs.
He never gets the opportunity to, though.
And it's like we know what. Well, here's the thing. We know what he can do with his legs. Another thing that pissed me off was there was like 2 or 3 designed runs for him. Mm-hmm. That was it. I'm like, he can run the ball. Like, design some RPO or something for him, where he can show off his running ability that got us, like a good amount of points. There was a period last year where we averaged 30 points a game.
Wow.
As a terrible team, it's like because he could run the ball for like 20, 30 yards at a time, right? But we're just doing these dink and dunk little passes, and it's like you go and trade for DJ Moore, and we have Chase Claypool and Darnell Mooney's down the slot, and you got these guys who can stretch the field and go down.
It's like you got weapons that can create space, but
right. And like I said, like DJ Moore was the biggest addition, right? Mm-hmm. Like when we traded the number 1 overall pick to the Panthers, they gave us we swapped first with them this last year, and got their first next year. And a couple more picks, but we also got DJ Moore in that deal because we were like, we need to get Justin Fields some weapons. Yeah. So you get him DJ Moore, who's a true, like I said, I believe he's a true number 1. Only to give him 2 targets, 2 targets all game. He caught the 2 targets.
Wow.
And they were for more than 10 yards. And it's not like, Jair Alexander's a great corner. He's one of the top corners in the league.
Oh yeah.
But there were definitely plays like I watched one play where, DJ Moore's coming over on a cross route, like a deep cross, right? And he's like 15, 20 yards upfield, and he gets separation, and he is open, right? For any quarterback, even Daniel Jones, okay? Mm-hmm. He is open, okay? He is open. But what does Justin Fields do? He's not under a lot of pressure, which he was throughout the entire game. That's a whole other thing. But he wasn't under like a lot of pressure. He had a good pocket, and he could step up and make a throw. But no, he goes and just dinks it down to the running back in the flat, and I'm like,
"What are you doing?"
I'm like, "What are we doing? We got these weapons.
You gotta
read the freaking field.
Well, you gotta make the defense respect you. You know, and it's like if they know that, hey, he's not fucking. Yeah. He doesn't believe in himself enough to push it deep. Yeah. Just fucking crowd here and play where the line is.
And that's what they were doing, and that's why we couldn't get nothing going. And I'm just sitting there, and I'm like, we just keep getting more and more down, right? Like we're down by not that much. It was like 7-3, and then I think it was like 10-6 at half or something like that, right? But what really pissed me off, there's just so much that just pissed me off with this game because I'm just sick of these Bears already. It's week 1, disgusting, and I am ready to never fucking wear my Justin Fields jersey. Oof. Again. I'm ready to say, listen, boy, if you can't show me some improvement as a passer, like in the next 3 weeks.
So I feel like that goes with that is also the Bears O-line. I feel like Absolutely. They need to get their fucking shit.
Well, and that was together. The other thing. He was under pressure 70% of his dropbacks.
That's insane.
70%.
That's terrible.
He was under pressure. He had, I think, like 6 QB hits. Like 4 sacks or something like that. Yeah. But now the Packers defensive front like played fantastic to containing Justin Fields, because if you get Justin Fields outside,
perfect.
Yeah. I'm sure as a Packers fans, I know there's Packers fans listening, I know you guys are like, I'm loving this right now. This Bears fan is just having a moment. I'm like, I am having a fucking moment, okay? I'm gonna grill into him. But no, dude, the O-line was atrocious.
It's terrible because like I was talking about earlier, freaking if you can just give freaking what's his name? Justin Fields the damn fucking ball and let him be comfortable in the pocket and let him focus on what's going on back there. he's gonna he's gonna grow as a player.
Right.
He can't do that yet. Right now,
Yeah.
the freaking O-line is giving him a separate fucking problem that he needs to focus on.
And here's the thing: it's like the O-line has been the problem since he's got in.
Yeah.
We got a GM.
Pisses me off, dude. I don't know why. I don't know why, but it pisses me off.
Because here's why. Because we are football fans and we want to see the ones that we know can be great because
Exactly.
it makes the game better.
Exactly.
Okay?
Especially in
And
a rivalry like this.
especially in a rivalry, because we got some fucking feelings. As much as we hate each other's teams, we love each other. You know what I'm saying? Hell yeah, brother.
Hell yeah.
But no, it's like, when the O-line has always been a problem. And so, a couple years ago when we fired our old GM, we bring in the new GM, who's a younger guy, but he's very like trenches minded, right? Like, you need to build the team, and he has said himself, build the team from the inside out. Starts on the offensive and defensive line. Where is it? Because we have the worst defensive line in the league, had the least amount of sacks last year, and so far, like Jordan Love, I don't think there's a single play he was under pressure.
Right, exactly.
Maybe one.
Yeah. So how good
maybe.
is he?
Yeah.
Am I right?
Who knows?
Well, that's what
there were a
I am
couple.
excited.
There were a couple ones.
He did make some good throws, but
Yeah.
also like that big throw to Luke Musgrave, that like
40
40 yard
backpedaling.
Yeah, and he should have had that touchdown, but he tripped
Yeah.
over himself. I'm like that was I'm like
Such a rookie move.
I just look at it, I'm like, who is the defensive coordinator on this? Like, y'all need to like grill someone's ass.
There were some plays where he had pressure and he had to run the ball, and he juked out like one or two guys. So I give him that. I know before he went into
He
the
also needs
game.
to learn how to slide.
Yeah, I know. So before he went into the game, he told his agent, he's like, "Hey, I'm gonna truck over somebody tonight," somewhere on the lines of that, right? And his agent was like, "No, you're not gonna do that." No, and sure shit, dude, you see the motherfucker take one guy out, and then he freaking, I don't know, but
His dude saw his paycheck just starting to go down.
yeah, he's like, no,
Don't do it. Slide.
slide.
He's getting in.
He's
like,
young, man, but
Matt LaFleur's ear. Please take him out. Please.
yeah,
I need my money. Yeah, no, like, so, yeah, dude, the O-line, just everything. I literally can't find one positive. Well, there's one positive, but I'll bring that up a little bit later. But the thing that was the thing that grinded my gears the worst.
thing that chapped your ass.
Just chapped my ass so bad I was bleeding down to my pant leg.
Slapped your balls.
Yeah, dude.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Y'all never heard that?
Not
No, but
really. Not in that context.
If you've ever had a chapped ass and slapped balls, dude, it sucks.
Oh, damn. Both at the same time, or what?
Y'all never been to the Dude Ranch?
I'm gonna have to get that info after this.
Oh my gosh. Oh man, but
Shit fire.
no, dude, the thing that really chapped my ass and slapped my balls was that I literally, like, when it comes to, because the game didn't really get out of hand till like late, right? Like, we were always somehow still in it. Because, like, it wasn't, like, halftime, what was it? Like 13-6, I think, at half or something like that, right? So we weren't,
A
like...
score and you're right there.
Yeah, I mean, we weren't ever, like, super out of it until the very end, right? And I didn't see when y'all came back into the, third quarter starts, y'all get the ball and drive right down and get a score, right? And then it's 17-6. It's still a two-score game in the third quarter. Right, and like the Bears, I think they got the ball after that, and then they like failed to get a first down and whatever. And we're still only down 2 possessions. It's still a 11-point game or whatever it was at that point, right? I didn't see a single player or coach. I'm calling out the coaches too. A single player or coach going down that sideline trying to get anybody fired up. All I saw was players sitting their ass on the bench, looking defeated, looking like they already gave up. It's the third quarter, and we're only down by 2 possessions, and it looks like y'all gave up already. All I can think of was they're probably thinking,
we've seen this.
Oh,
before.
shit, here we go. Like, we're fucking losing to the Packers again, and the Bears fans are going to be pissed. And
Yeah.
they're already, I mean, we were already booing. Like, you could hear it on the TV. Everyone's booing,
Yeah.
And it's like, aren't y'all sick of this? Oh, I forgot. Y'all have only been here for a year. Y'all don't know, like, the importance of this rivalry.
Right.
Which is something like I was thinking, like I was saying earlier, I was like, if we would have had, and that kind of shit falls on the head coach, but also on the supposed leaders, like Justin Fields. He was just sitting on the bench.
Right.
I'm like, you should have been up there firing up. Well, first of all, fire up your fucking O-line and be like, let's fucking go. I need some protection so that I can make some plays. You're the leader. You're supposed to be getting those guys going, right?
That's the number one guy.
That's you are the leader, and you were just sitting on the bench. Okay, so I am not wearing your jersey until I see something else happen because fuck that shit.
It's just a shame, dude. It's a shame because it's like you think about how the league is now, and it does suck because it's like there's so much more turnover.
Yeah.
There's so much more where a player will go to, one team for a couple of years, put a couple big seasons up, and essentially it's like, hey, look at me. Where where do I want to go now?
Right.
And you don't have necessarily that team loyalty.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's like you see like when like Brian Urlacher and all them were there, it was like the same group of people who were like, I will die for this organization.
Yeah. Well, that's like what I was saying earlier, and that's what we need. We need like when we traded Roquan. Listen, I know Roquan Smith wanted tons of money, right? And he's not. He's a great middle linebacker. But the thing that he is he is a leader. He brings that element, right? He would have been getting those guys fired up. Brian Urlacher, like that's why miraculously we made the Super Bowl back in whatever it was, 06 or 07, whatever. I can't remember. It's been so long.
Devin Hester was amazing.
Yeah.
Well, he scored our, that's the only reason we got points in the Super Bowl. But that defense brought us to the Super Bowl, right? Like our quarterback was Rex Grossman, everybody. Rex Grossman was a Super Bowl playing quarterback, not winning. But he played in the Super Bowl. That's
I know,
that's wild to think
man.
about, right?
Yeah.
But it's like because that
gross,
defense,
man.
those leaders, Brian Urlacher, Charles Tillman, Lance Briggs, right? Like they
Julius
got
Peppers. Ooh.
Well, he wasn't there then.
No. Oh, sorry, that was after that.
way
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
How dare you, dude?
I'm sorry.
But it's like-
that was in the 2010s and up.
Yeah. But it's like we need someone like that who was like dedicated, loyal to the team, wants to see the team legitimately do well as a franchise for the fans, and like gives a shit. Like no one, I didn't see anyone give a shit, dude.
Nobody does, dude.
No one gives
and that's
a
the
shit.
difference between the Bears and the Packers. The Packers
That's
have
right.
those leaders on the sidelines, man. You have boys running up and down that field, firing everybody up, and that's exactly what every team should have,
Yeah,
man.
every
I mean,
team.
the Cowboys, whoever it is.
And I ain't even gonna lie, this man speaks the truth.
It's just how it is, man.
just how it is.
You need somebody to freaking be
Dude,
there.
Aaron Jones, he was getting them fired up. Even Jordan Love was out there getting fired up.
Hell yeah.
Everybody was.
It's sports, man. That's
Matt LaFleur he gets fired up. I don't see any emotion from our head coach, from Eberflus. I see zero emotion.
there's got to be something deeper than just. There's got to be something behind the scenes we're not seeing, where these players just fucking hate life.
Listen,
I don't know what it is.
If it's just
Listen.
like, if for the coaches or the people who are there, dude, if it's just a
I don't know.
paycheck for them, it's like, go somewhere else.
Or
dude.
maybe it's just the losing seasons that just
just pile up because we always
pile
lose.
up and people stop.
We forget how to win.
and the culture slowly stops,
Oh, yeah.
fading away. Who knows? I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Don't know the answer.
You
to
should
it, but
they should have just went into halftime and just told them, hey, who drove here?
Yeah.
Put your hands up. Does that get you fired up?
I didn't see any
Yeah,
L's or
hey,
D's out there on the
Train.
jersey.
Daggum
So
shit. Yeah,
Look.
I was about to say, dude, I didn't see Coach Prime anywhere near that situation, dude.
Okay, look, the next 5 weeks. Here are our opponents. Okay?
Dog.
We play the Buccaneers next. Okay,
Trash.
in Tampa. I would say they trash, but they done beat the Vikings.
yeah,
With Baker Mayfield.
exactly.
I don't feel confident. I don't feel confident about anything really anymore. After that, we have to go play the Chiefs in Kansas City. So that's a big L. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna lose by. I'm guessing 24 points there.
Dear God.
Broncos. We play the Broncos at home, and then we go play the Commanders in D.C., and then we play home against the Vikings.
Young
But
Broncos country.
like, I see us maybe
That's right.
beating the Broncos and Commanders. But that's even like I don't even feel confident anymore. I don't. Because the Broncos, I mean, so every now and then they'll ride.
Well, they got a good coach now. In Sean Payton, at least I think so.
It
In the
didn't show up
aspect of-
week one, dude, against the Raiders.
Dude, what the fuck you want, man? You got, dude, you got fucking. Oh my god,
You know,
So
man,
you got,
I could-
dude, you got Russell Wilson, who's just like.
But here's the thing. All in all, I don't think, as a Bears fan, I've ever been this disappointed. I mean, we've had sucky teams, but we've always expected them to kind of suck, right? Maybe after that, like when we won the North, with Trubisky and had the double doink, and then we just like sucked the next year. Like that was disappointing, but like the good old double doink against the Eagles. But it's like I've never just watched a game and felt like the team I support with all my heart, all my life, because I'm forced to by blood. Okay.
Yeah.
They just don't. I just don't think the players give a shit, and I'm like, and that's just a sucky feeling.
Yeah,
I'm like I didn't see anyone give a shit, and dude, I'm like, dude, if y'all don't square up, dude, I'm just gonna give up on football altogether. Okay.
Well, man, I can sit here and I can talk about how great the Packers did and everything, because I know we got a lot of Packer fans that watch this, as well as Bears and Cowboys.
Even though I'm a Bears fan, obviously, and we have this rivalry. I hate the Packers. I love my Bears, or my Packers fans though.
Yeah.
Because y'all are loyal, just like most of us are loyal, right?
Exactly.
It's like we have a loyal fan base.
Hell yeah,
right?
we do.
Hell yeah.
That's the fucking great thing about it, man.
Can't say much about the Cowboys.
Dude, let us win 2 more games and see how much free fucking coffee you see on 35. Yeah, whenever the Cowboys start doing good, you start seeing shit like, hey, coffee. Hey, any day Cowboys win, free coffee.
Really? I didn't know that was a thing, dude.
Dude, let me know, dude.
I've been living here for 2 years, and obviously they've been sucking. They haven't had free coffee for the last 2 years, boy.
Hot trash. Dude, are you kidding me, dude? Our fans are like, how many?
Delusional?
For sure. But I think that adds to the character of them.
Of course.
But also, it's just like, there's people who are getting like, as soon as Dak got like put the starter, they were like, fucking Super Bowl champs, like on their chest, like, I know it. It's like, I remember when
you turned Italian there, dude.
I know. No, whenever we were up in Dallas for the state final when I was in high school, we stayed in the RV because the boy not good enough at the time, freshman, not good enough to be on the team. So went to support like I should, and then afterward we're staying in the RV, but it was at the Jerry World AT&T Center, in Arlington. And the next day there was a Cowboys game, and it was like I walked out, and it's just like everybody's out there crushing beers at 9:15 in the morning, and I was like,
oh yeah, that's how it is, dude. Fuck, that's game day in Green Bay.
I'm like 14 years old. I'm like, whoa, is that what this is just about?
Yeah, see, I've never gotten to experience a home game or like a game at my team's stadium, because growing up in like Southern California, now here, going to Chicago is it's a little bit far. So I know that they're talking about new stadium for the Bears, outside of like actual Chicago, like out in the suburbs now. Mm-hmm. So I know like me and my brother, we've talked about making a trip out there to go see a game at Soldier Field before any changes. I think that'd be super awesome. I know I want to head out with y'all and catch a game at Lambeau. A Bears Packers game would be fun.
That would be fun.
I know I'll get heckled, but I also know that y'all are super respectful.
Yeah,
I won't die. It's not like I'm going to a Raiders game.
So no, yeah, you're not. I'll get
You're not gonna get stabbed there. I'll get heckled, but I won't get stabbed
at the door.
But yeah, man, just like I was saying, freaking, I can sit here and I can talk about all the great things the Packers did. But y'all know exactly what the Packers did. They showed up, they played the game, and hopefully.
Kudos.
Y'all get your fix. Hearing a Bears fan just fucking bitch about
just
the Bears.
And complain.
So that's
life.
Just be sad.
That's
dude.
your climax.
That's just,
right there.
That's just me being a Bears fan. We're just sad. Like that's why I listen to emo music, because of the Bears. Okay.
Go Pack, go.
Sad boy. Oh, man. Dude. All right. Well, I'm glad I got that out. I'm glad I got it off my chest now.
Good.
And
I don't care about what you got off your chest. What are you putting in your mouth?
What am I putting in my mouth? Or what do we all put in our mouth?
Oh, wait. It's that time of the pod, boys.
It's that time.
Drink of the day.
Drink.
What do we got going on here around the table?
Of the day.
Here, I'll go first because I am very basic. As you can see, I am drinking GMC AT4. Now I got a little screwdriver Ruski in here, little vodka orange juice.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, I was looking for some cool beers whenever I was out on my lunch break today, but I didn't see anything that we hadn't already done, and everything else was like.
Is that your go-to drink?
Yeah, probably more often than not. It's like I pretty much got two. Is like I like to drink screwdrivers. I don't know why. It kind of came around like maybe like 4 or 5 years ago. I just like kind of started drinking them.
Mm-hmm.
So I like those. Other than that, it's like I'll pretty much drink like a rum and coke or something like that.
They're good.
I mean, it's just like those classic like mixes that you just can't go wrong with.
I
Vodka,
guess.
orange
I
juice,
don't know.
tequila, orange juice, rum, coke, whiskey, coke. I mean,
what kind of vodka do you put in there?
So I like the Enchanted Rock because that is
that's good.
one of the vodkas that is actually distilled at not even too far from here, the Rebecca Creek Distillery.
Rebecca Creek. Okay, yeah, I know what that is.
And so they have the Enchanted Rock vodka. Before it was like I was pretty diehard, like Tito's or die, baby.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It was just like one day it was like, oh man, fucking Tito's is expensive. So I was like, well, some lady was out there. Well, hello, would you like to try Enchanted Rock? So I was like, sure, shit, whatever, if it's fucking free. So took a little sip of it, fucking burned the same way everything else does. So I was like, I don't think it's that different.
And it was cheaper?
Yeah, it was about $8 cheaper. So I was like, oh shit, fire. So,
Plus it's local, so.
It is local, which is cool. And my sister-in-law, Kimberly Johnson, she actually works for the Rebecca Creek Distillery as well. Oh. And they come out with a bunch of different flavors. They have there was some that we took on the beach trip that were like peach flavored. There were some that was like, I think like lime or lemon infused or something. I don't know.
They have a lot of they have a great selection. I don't know if y'all ever been to the distillery, but dude, they have a lot of really great, different flavors. Yeah. We did a little tour. I think it might have been free, or you had paid like a couple bucks or something. But we did the little tasting, tasting of the liquor that they had, and dude, they were amazing. They had a peanut butter one. I know a lot of people don't like peanut butter flavored things.
Peanut butter whiskey's good though.
I thought it was really good.
Yeah, whenever it's funny, we did a tasting one time, and I think it was for like one of my birthdays that I came back in town when I was in the Marines. And we show up at the distillery, and it's not as built up as it is now, because now it's like, man, you got the stage, you got like the side area. Before that wasn't there, and it was like, so we walk in there, and they're like, yeah, you're here for the tour. Yeah, here we are. Here's our tickets. So they lay out like a big thing of like little small, like almost like Dixie cups. Yeah, they're all like filled a little bit. Oh yeah, these are all our different kind of whiskeys and everything else, and it was fucking like 30 of them.
Yeah,
and I was just there with myself, my dad, and both my brothers. So it was like just us four, and we were like, okay. And I think it was obviously for the whole group because there were other people that were there. So it's like they put it in the middle, and it's like we're all sitting there, and we're like, okay, one. Kind of be respectful, wait for everyone else to grab one, and then it was like everyone was like, no, we just want to kind of see. And I looked at the other group, and they were like, no, I'm not really a whiskey person. And then it was like the rest of my family, we were like, sick. And we literally destroyed the rest of the tray and just sent it back to them, and we're like, let's fucking get this. Yeah. Let's get this triggering.
We get a vodka crown.
Let me get a Moscow Mule.
Yeah, I'm not a big vodka person, but that's because I think I had a bad experience. So like the only vodka that I ever tried, just like like tasted vodka, shot of vodka, or whatever, was it was a marshmallow one. Oh, like s'mores.
Or like those like whipped. Those like whipped
it wasn't whipped, but it was just like the flavor. Was I think it was I don't know if it was Smirnoff. Might have been Smirnoff, but it was just like a marshmallow, one that's just supposed to do with like a like a s'mores type of like drink or whatever, or like with hot cocoa or something. But they just try this marshmallow one, and I tried it, and I was like, this is fucking disgusting.
Absolutely not.
I hate vodka, and I just never been able to drink it. But I mean, if it's mixed in with something, I probably wouldn't tell because I'm not one of those people who's like, oh, let me see. Oh, that is disgusting. Your lips. I'm just like, orange juice, yummy.
Nice, man.
What about you, big dog?
Yeah. So what I got actually is one of my favorite ones. I'd say one of my favorite IPAs out of Texas. It's called Hopadillo by Carbach Brewing Company.
Hopadillo.
And I believe they're actually from out of Houston, right? Yeah, Houston, Texas. Mm-hmm. I think it's like I said, one of my favorite IPAs. It's pretty heavy. It's not on the lighter side. It's a little on the heavier side. So a nice heavy body on this one. Nice citrusy. I don't know, man. I love it. I know my father-in-law, Dave, this is one of his favorite ones too, and every time he comes out to Texas from Wisconsin, I always make sure I try to have a case of Hopadillo for him or wherever we go. But
does he take it back with him or what?
I don't know. Probably in his fridge. I'm sure he's got a couple in his fridge that he takes back in his RV because when they come down in their RV and they stay at a RV park. Really nice one, actually, right down the street. But yeah, I'm sure he's got some of those in there still, or no, they're probably all gone.
Yeah, freaking Daryl, when he lived in Virginia, he would buy cases of Big Red.
Oh,
and, like, drive them up there because they don't sell it up there.
Yeah, they don't sell it.
He would buy like 10 cases.
Dang. Okay. That's what
what I got to do for Dave.
Yeah, exactly. So they're coming here in a few weeks, and I'm gonna try and get a local Wisconsin beer that's only sold in Wisconsin. So I'm gonna be featuring it in that week's episode.
Dude, that's what, man. When we go home for Christmas, we're gonna be driving back home this year. Not during Christmas, but like a couple days after Christmas, we're gonna drive home on my Christmas break. I gotta bring back some San Diego beers that they don't sell here.
San Diego has.
San Diego has.
They do.
Tons of craft beers that you can get out here, like Stone. I've seen Modern Times out here, things like that. But like some of my favorite like local breweries in like Vista Oceanside area.
Pizza Port.
Pizza Port.
Ooh, they got a nice honey ale.
I think
it was.
Pizza Port does some good shit. I like Black Plague is one of my favorite ones. I'm gonna try.
I've never been to that one.
Dude, they're fun. I love Black Plague. It's like a very like. It's called Black Plague Brewing. It's exactly what you think it would look like. It's like the plague doctor, and it's like just nothing but black and white. You know, it's very like kind of dark and skeletons and stuff like that. But
real Tim Burton or what?
Yeah, well, I mean they collab with Tony Hawk and like Nigel Houston, so you know, and they do beers with them and stuff. And but when I get home, I'm like, that's one that I gotta go. Or maybe if I can bottle it, which we should be able to, I'll bring back some of my father-in-law's.
Ooh,
because they be brewing all the time.
Oh yeah,
I gotta bring back some of that Aldrich
Brewing Company.
That Mark Aldrich Elevado Mellow Brews, baby.
He does make really good beers. I remember a few years ago when we were living out in San Diego. We went over there. He had an Oktoberfest, I think, on tap. Yeah. Oh man,
yeah, he had the whole
so good.
Oh yeah, I mean he did all the beer for our wedding, for my sister-in-law Brooke and Tyler's wedding.
Yeah.
The man is. We keep telling him, oh, you got to open up your own brewery.
I know.
And he's like, yeah, but then it's just like never happened. You know, it's like one of those things where it's like it's a hobby, and then like when it becomes a business, it's a little bit different. So like,
definitely.
Just keep it a hobby. But he's got this legit like $15,000 like brewing system, and he makes some good shit. So I'm gonna try to bottle some up, and hopefully it survives the drive. You know what I'm saying? That'd be sick.
Yeah.
That'd be sick.
That'd be fun. Maybe if you get like a growler, just get a freaking growler.
Yeah.
Well, even then.
Yeah, we have a few growlers, but you gotta make sure that like it keeps its
Gotta.
carbonation and all that kind of stuff. And but I know that he's like bottled in the past. I just don't know if he still has the bottles and all that kind of stuff. But we can make it happen. I mean, I got time. You know, we got 3-4 months. You know.
Yeah.
So we'll make it happen for sure.
So what are you drinking tonight, Nick?
Okay. So this brewery, Tupps, Tupps. Tupps is one of my favorite ones out here. It's from McKinney, Texas, which I believe is up there in the Dallas area. And they always they have lots of good beers. I'm always getting their 6-packs of their like another really good one is called Juice Pack. It's like a juicy IPA. But this was a new one that they just came out with that I saw at HEB called the New Color Machine, and it's a double dry hopped IPA. 7%.
It's a little lower than what you usually like, but
7%'s like my the low I'll go.
Yeah.
Unless it's
that's the fucking floor, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Everything stays above that.
Unless it's a 6.9, you know what I'm saying?
6.9, baby.
But it's super tasty. I mean, I don't think. Oof. Did I spill on myself? Oh my god, dude. Daddy.
Take it off.
I don't think I've ever had a brew from Tupps that I didn't like.
Wow.
Like every single one that I've tried, even if it's something that I don't typically like, I typically just go for like IPAs or like, you know, like double IPAs or juicy. But even if it's something like I think they have like a Pilsner and stuff like that, everything is really good. And this one does not disappoint. And I love the coloring. You know, it kind of reminds me of like the Spurs Fiesta colors.
Yeah.
Oh, the Taco Cabana colors?
Which, Taco Cabana.
That's what they've always,
like,
is ever since I was a kid, every time they would do the throwback uniforms. Oh, it's the Taco Cabana colors. I was like, fuck yeah, they are.
Oh,
cool
which
can,
I'm ready
colors.
for the season. I'm ready for the
Fiesta
season.
time,
But
baby.
no, seriously, Tups to me out here, I know like Carbach, Hopadillo, and like their rodeo clowners were really good too.
Yeah.
But for me, since moving from San Diego, which is such a heavy craft brewery, you know, city, it was hard at first trying to find like what is my, because I had my go-tos out there.
Right.
So it's like, what are my go-to breweries where I know like whatever I get, I know it's going to be good. And so far, Tups is my number one.
Dang.
So I figured I had to, you know, put them up and give them some love.
We got to make a trip up there now, man, and go to their brewery.
We are going. My wife and I are going in November, first week in November. We're going up to that area for a Harry Potter Forbidden Forest experience.
Okay.
Because you know I'm a little nerdy like that.
Shit.
So I'm gonna try to make a stop.
Yeah, you should, man.
It's not too far.
Yeah.
So I'm like I got to go hit them up, dude.
Make the drive.
And we love visiting. Like that's how we started dating was visiting breweries, because you know in North County, San Diego, that's just like something that you do. You're like, oh, you want to go to this brewery, and especially with her dad being a brewer, you know, like we would go to all sorts of different breweries. So
wow,
we love checking out the new stuff.
You know what else too? That was probably one of the first times that we met.
It is
going to a brewery.
That's actually what got you into beer.
That is. Before then, I was only drinking way lighter beers.
Yeah.
And that was the first time.
Lining Kugels.
Yeah, I was in my
Milwaukee's best.
No, Bud Light. No, I was in my wine era.
Yeah,
I was drinking a lot of wine at that time. I mean, you're right next to Temecula, right?
Oh yeah, wine country.
Yeah, so we used to drink a lot of wine, still do, but and at the time it was like that was my era where wine, and then we met at.
We met before, but we first our first real hangout was at Booze Brothers.
Yeah, Booze Brothers.
Booze Brothers, and then we did, and then that kind of sparked your
big time
curiosity.
I was like, what is it? I think you recommended one, and I was like, all right.
You were like that. Jack Skellington when you went into Christmas Town, dude.
What's this?
I want to say it was an Oktoberfest. It was an Oktoberfest or an Amber, whatever it was. But it was a maltier one, and I was like, ooh.
The one from my father-in-law?
No.
Booze Brothers.
Booze Brothers.
They had I think they do have a really good amber.
Yeah, I think it was the amber that you had me try.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, man, I don't really drink beer like this, yeah.
Look at you now.
Fucking look at me now, dude. Drinking Carbach.
If there's anything
Hopadillo
this Bears
IPAs.
fan did for you, it got you into beer, brother. To the craft beer scene.
Good stuff, man.
Oh man.
How about them Cowboys? Put a 40 bomb on the Giants. I mean, I get it. The Giants did not look good.
No.
They didn't look like a football team.
I can tell you one thing to take away from this win, which, again, it was phenomenal to watch, because it's like, I love one.
I'm so jealous.
Dude, it's hard to be us, dude. Just wait till December, dude.
It's hard to be you, dude.
That's when we start losing.
Yeah, I was going to say, wait till the playoffs.
It starts getting cold, and we're like, yeah, fuck this.
We just start now.
Anyways, but no, it was like the game was good. Man, there were lots of super positive things I saw. I felt like the defense was playing super well. Michael Parsons was doing a really good job of getting mobile, getting around people. The only thing I can say is, dude, the Giants team didn't show up, dude. They couldn't hold anybody up front.
Really?
Michael Parsons was beating people around the corner. They'd send him on stunts, and nobody was picking him up. Whenever they started running Pollard, which, again, I was excited to see, Pollard being fucking number one man, to see, he's going to get his takes, what they're going to look like. He definitely looked like he kind of shrunk down a little bit.
Okay.
He looked quite a bit skinnier.
Okay.
But
lighter,
I don't know.
quicker.
Maybe not. Maybe it was just.
He was never eating the cereal like Zeke, though.
Yeah, but again, you're probably right. It's like I kind of compare him to Zeke, and Zeke was
Yeah.
just he's a large individual.
He got me a lot of points on my fantasy team, so
There you go, brother.
I was happy about that.
I mean, he did well, and the thing was,
Yeah.
is I was watching. There was a couple of different plays. There's one I remember where they pulled Zach Martin from the guard position, and he was pulling out to kick out the end, and then the fullback was going to come in to lay the line, and then Pollard breaks off. It was big. It was like 10 or 15 yards, but it was like, Zach Martin comes across, fullback blocks it, and it's just the fucking hole is huge.
Yeah.
And it's just like, that is my favorite part of football is like when you see a good play that gets like, boom, here comes a kick out, here comes a guard pulling around or whatever. Or maybe it's just down blocks working up to linebackers. And it's like when these holes just open up.
That perfect execution.
Yeah. And it was like, I saw a lot of good stuff from there. I saw a lot of good stuff from even Tyron Smith when they were trying to get him out and be mobile. I thought our run game did good. I think I was not super, super stoked about what I saw from Dak.
What time did they play on? At noon?
No, they played like 7:20.
Oh, there was a late game. I didn't watch the
Sunday
game.
night. It was Sunday night football.
Oh, I didn't watch it.
You didn't hear Carrie Underwood? Sunday night.
No, dude, I was freaking two
Bennett,
beer
all day
pitchers
for a
down.
Sunday night.
He was just like,
Alyssa was tucking me in bed by that time,
they
but
take me home.
brother, I'm telling you, man. Sunday after that win, like I was tossing back those beer pitchers, man.
But no,
Yeah,
it
so
was,
was I for the opposite reason.
it was good though. Some of the couple things I saw with Dak is like, there's all this controversy being built up because it's like, okay, we bring in Trey Lance. We bring in Trey Lance without telling anybody.
Yeah.
There's
Did he get any snaps? No snaps. Okay.
Cooper Rush got snaps, right?
Cooper Rush, baby.
Cooper Rush, baby.
Okay.
So here's the other thing, right? Is like I personally am a little biased toward Cooper Rush because
Right.
I think that in those four games that he got to fill in, I think he did a good job. I think he stood in the pocket. I think he delivered his throws and was very decisive.
Nice.
There were things I saw from Dak on the game on Sunday that, were, again, him not knowing where to go. Or there's one play in particular where it's like, he drops back in the pocket and you see somebody and it's like he steps and he's coming from the back foot to the front foot, but then he doesn't let go and like pulls himself back and kind of throws somewhere in the middle.
Huh.
And the ball is fucking into the dirt.
Yeah.
And it's just like, in that instance, it's like you obviously know he wants to do it. He's trying to pull it back.
Yeah.
And
Don't
it's just-
hesitate.
No, and that's the thing is, I saw a couple instances where it was just like it seemed like he couldn't make up his mind. I saw some where it was like they were good, they were okay throws,
Yeah.
but some of them were into double coverage. To someone where it's like, okay, you don't have a big named. CeeDee Lamb is amazing. He's great.
Yeah.
And even with that, he had a shot to CeeDee Lamb in the end zone. He turns around, comes up, and it's just 6 inches above his hands. And it's close, and it could have been great, but it's like those little plays are, I think, what make more of an impact than it's like, okay, boom, you hit it somebody else's lane. Yeah. Okay, you hit somebody on a deep cross. You hit somebody on a fucking comeback or something. It's
Right.
It's like, I'm glad you can make those plays, but it's like in these ones where, I don't know. I guess for me, it's like, I like Dak. I like his mobility. I don't think Cooper Rush has the mobility, but I think Cooper Rush stands tall in the pocket and at least is confident where he throws. And you know what? If fucking gets intercepted, gets intercepted. But at least fucking put it on him, dude.
Right.
Put it on him.
That's exactly what especially, younger, well, I wouldn't say, I'd say maybe a quarterback should kind of look more into is making those freaking passes. Make that damn pass. If it gets intercepted, it gets intercepted, man. Look at freaking Brett Favre. He had the most interceptions probably ever.
Look at Josh Allen.
And Josh Allen.
Josh Allen since Josh Allen has come. I know they got beat by the Bills. They are the Bills. They got beat by the Jets on Monday Night Football without Aaron Rodgers, right? But did anyone really think that the Jets wouldn't win at home on 9/11? Come on. But Josh Allen, we all know how great he is and how high on the pedestal he's put as one of the great young quarterbacks of the league, right? Since he's come into the league, he leads all quarterbacks in turnovers.
I wonder if it's just because they have had such a good defense so far. Is those turnovers have not turned into points, so they haven't lost?
They have a great defense, but also he leads in turnovers, and then he goes and will just ball out the rest of the game, with his legs. He's a gunslinger, and he's not afraid to take those chances, which is what you want. You like. I would rather have a guy gunslinging the ball downfield and not afraid to take the chance than what we do is just dink and dunk with screens all day.
Like when y'all had Phillip Rivers back when you were
back when I was a Chargers fan.
But I
R.I.P.
mean, with Dak Prescott, man, I see him going down the same direction that Aaron Rodgers went, was where they're they're like almost triple thinking their throws. It's like just when you look at when Dak was a little bit younger, his early years with the Cowboys, he was making those passes. He was freaking amazing, right? Mm-hmm. And then I feel like all of a sudden he stops like limiting himself from making that pass. Maybe there's a second thought, hey, maybe I shouldn't make that. Maybe I should just throw it out of bounds. I don't want him to go down that road. Man, I have the Cowboys winning the freaking Super Bowl this year, all right? And a lot of people didn't believe in the Cowboys before their first game.
We put a 40 bomb on them, baby.
And all of a sudden, they're talking about, you look at other, sports plays. Yeah, you look at other sports networks out there, and they're talking about the Cowboys defense, how they are a Super Bowl defense.
Oh, they are.
And, dude, exactly what I was trying to say.
Which is why we are the best NFL analysts.
That's
exactly.
Right. Pay us shit.
Yeah, exactly.
No, it's like but it was like talking about the defense is like, I remember I'm sitting there watching the game and we're just dominating these suckers. And I'm like, man, we're fucking best wherever. And, fucking big fucking boy, duh. It's, makes that pass. And all of a sudden that guy breaks loose and Diggs starts hawking behind him. And I'm like, shit, man. And I saw his arm go up and it was like, even in my head, I was like, that fucking ball's coming out. It's just like the way the game has gone. Why wouldn't it? And sure shit, knocks it right out. Oh. And then we get the fumble back.
Oh, my goodness.
It's like, man, we had a kick block for a touchdown, pick six for a touchdown. Mm-hmm. Strip got the ball back. It was like whoever had
unbelievable
Cowboys defense in their fantasy.
Yeah.
Great. Sure you probably won last week.
Probably
fucking,
won.
Yeah, great fucking game.
If you had Cowboys defense and Tyreek Hill, you definitely won your league.
Yeah.
Because Tyreek went for over 200 yards and 2 touchdowns or something crazy like that.
I don't know. I'm just excited. I'm excited to see where it goes. It did look like, to me, again, it's the Giants offense. I know that's not how it's going to be with better offenses going forward.
Right.
But it's just like, to me, there was lots of penetration. There was lots of backs having to stutter step, choose different holes, which allowed all of our linebackers and corners times to get there. So it was like, to put it 0 points in the NFL, as a professional, it's like you have to be doing something right for someone to not get 3 points.
Well, and the Giants, it's not like last year they were scrubs.
Right.
Like
they made the playoffs.
Last year they made the playoffs. They took they took a step forward. Brian Dable comes in from the Bills as their head coach, right? And changes up that offense. Saquon is healthy. And you're thinking, oh, so this year they're going to take another step forward? And then they start off like this. All I can say is, as a Bears fan, to anyone who's a Giants fan out there, which I don't think I've ever met one in real life, so I'm not sure if y'all exist. But to all the Giants fans out there, thank you so much for being the only team that looked worse than the Bears on Sunday. I really appreciate it. I appreciate not being at the absolute bottom. We're just near the bottom.
Yeah. And as a Packers fan, we'll see you in the playoffs, baby.
Yeah. You'll see us for sure.
Playoffs. What are those?
So I know, Nick, you were talking about wanting to do some locks.
Yeah, man. We can do some thinking about for the NFL. We'll do. So I know last week we did the whole. We picked every game, right? We went over every single game, and we picked our winners. This year, or this week, I thought, let's just do this. Each one of us goes around, and we will have a lock and an upset. So, lock, what team do you guarantee is going to win this upcoming week? Okay. And then upset, what team do you think has the best chance to upset, to come away with a upset victory? Who would like to start? I'll go with Angel.
Sure, I'll go first. I got the Lions. So my lock-in for this week is going to be the Lions. They're going to be going up against the Seahawks, I believe. Lions versus Seahawks. I got the Lions taking it all the way, man. The way the Seahawks performed last week, I don't know.
Disheartening.
But the way the Lions performed, 100% got the Lions taking that one, no doubt. As far as an upset, I know I might get a little hate for this one.
Uh-oh.
But I think it's going to happen eventually. It's going to happen eventually, and I think this week is going to be when it happens. Rams over the 49ers.
Dang.
Their 49ers are going into the I think 49ers are going into the Rams this week. So I think yeah. So I think they're going to take it. 49ers ended up winning that game last week, but
I mean, and the Rams surprised a lot of people.
Yeah.
They played a lot better than what we thought because they don't have Cooper Kupp right now.
Exactly. So I'm going to take that one.
Nice.
I'm confident.
I'll go the lock. I think the team's going to win. Dude, I like the way the Browns played. I like the way the Browns played against the Bengals. I definitely was not the Joe Burrow we're used to seeing, but
No, sir.
dude, I'm hoping that the Browns are going to come out of that win being like, listen, this fucking Joe ain't shit.
We were in the
What do the
now.
Steelers have, dude? Kenny Pickett, dude?
Yeah.
Hot trash. So
And
I
Deontay
think-
Johnson's out now, so their receivers are down.
So I'm thinking Browns are going to lock that shit up.
Hell yeah.
My upset is I think the Raiders are going to beat the Bills. Kind of piggybacking off what you were talking about earlier with Josh Allen just being a gunslinger. I just think, you know what? I just want to see it. I think the Raiders are going to beat the Bills. I think the Bills are a good team. They got a big fan base. They have a powerful offense, but they can't seem to sustain multiple wins.
Right.
Put themselves in good positions.
Yeah.
And I think the Raiders are just kind of wild. And they're hard to predict. So I think
Jimmy G, baby.
I think the
Porn star Jimmy.
Yeah. Hell yeah, good.
I know my brother-in-law Tyler is gonna love that because him and his family are Raiders fans. So
Those Raiders.
hey, I'm not I'm not a Chargers fan anymore. So I actually told him after the Bears win, I was like, dude, I'm so ready to jump ship to the Raiders. Dude,
Oh wow! You said that. You said the same thing about the Cowboys.
dude
You're like, I'm gonna be a
We'll
Cowboys fan.
accept
now.
I said if y'all win the Super Bowl, but
I'll get the paperwork ready.
yeah. But I was saying, Raiders. I
Initiation.
mean, those black and silver is just classic colors. And it's not like I'm jumping ship to a good team. I'm jumping ship at a good time when they still suck back in. But I'm like, I don't know, the Raiders. It just comes with like violence, That's how I feel right now. All right, so for me, this week's lock, I have Miami Dolphins over the Patriots.
the fans.
Okay.
Okay, the Patriots. I mean, since Tom Brady left, they've never really found who they are. Like, they don't have an identity, right? Like, Mac Jones is okay. That's it, though. He's just okay. They don't really have an offense. I mean, their defense has been mediocre, sometimes above average, depending on who they're playing. But, I mean, Miami, I ain't gonna lie. After last week's game against the Chargers, as long as Tua can stay healthy, right? Miami looks so dang good. I mean, their receivers, Waddle and Tyreek Hill, are just open all the time. And that's why Tua, he threw for like 450 plus yards or something like that. Mm-hmm. And Tyreek Hill had 200 plus of those yards and 2 touchdowns. I mean, it's incredible. Their defense is pretty good. They got Jalen Ramsey and Vic Fangio's the DC there. But I'm just like, I don't see them losing anytime soon. So I'm gonna go with my lock, Miami over the Patriots. And my upset this week, which isn't like a major upset, but I can definitely see it happening, is the Jags over the Chiefs.
Trevor Lawrence. In Trevor Lawrence, we trust, dude. He's the best.
I mean, Trevor Lawrence.
He smoked the Cowboys last year. He's
and
amazing.
Peterson, right, the head coach, he's got the Jags heading in the right direction. We saw that last year. This year, they picked up right where they left off. Calvin Ridley, coming back from being out all year because of that ridiculous suspension for gambling, right? He came back, and he has just he proved that he is, a top dog, a top wide receiver in the NFL. And him and Trevor Lawrence have a real connection. He still has Christian Kirk. He still has Travis Etienne. He still has what's the dude for the tight end. I can't think of his name. Ingram. So I mean, they're doing great. So I got the Jags over the Chiefs, and the Chiefs don't look that good. I mean, defensively, the Chiefs look. It's like they got
maybe they have had their time in the sunlight, and it's time to.
Travis Kelce will only do so much when he comes back, but wide receiver wise, it was very uninspiring.
Yeah,
Sky Moore and Kadarius Toney. We all know how. I think he's got broken hands, right, or something like that.
Shouldn't have had that popcorn.
So that's my upset. Jags over Chiefs.
Okay.
All right. Cool, man. Well, great picks, guys.
Okay.
Great picks.
Okay.
We are looking forward to check it out this weekend and see which one of us is right. So
hopefully, like I said, we don't gamble here because
Yeah.
it's not legal in the state of Texas. But if you are in a state, please take our advice. We have great advice, and we're always right because I was looking at my picks from last week, and I'm definitely always right.
Or even just bragging rights, right? But all right. So what we're gonna do this week, man? We're gonna skip over the throwback of the day, and we're gonna bring it up next week again. But hey, thanks y'all for watching, man. Cheers to the Triple Overtime Podcast.
Cheers.
Thank y'all for being here. Thank y'all for being here.
Yeah.